There's somewhere around 12, 13 trillion kilograms of plastic on the earth. Almost all of it's still here. Like if you had a toy when you were 5, still somewhere on the earth.
Somewhere, yes.
So it's all here still. And it's on a low side about $1 a kilo. So let's even round it down and say 10 trillion kilos, $10 trillion of value that we've just discarded, and it's only plastic. So now there's not just that in the business, but Plastic Bank should denote as well the banking. It is a banking application transacted in a blockchain that provides traceability, transparency, authenticity for the world to then, be reliant on the data that we give them. But more importantly, for the world's emerging, it provides a sense of safety and security. So that when they're banking, when they're transacting the material, it goes into the bank account first. If they need to get cash right away, they can. If they want to buy this stuff, they can.
And they can see this. So this is an application. This is a mobile application they use, and they have real currency, that is now, they can see it day in and day out as they're using it. They can use it in different ways.
And we gamify it. So we gamify their savings. So if you save, because that gives you a sense of worth and you have reliance and you can fall back on that. If something happens, you have savings. And then what occurs is when you do that and you're collecting consistently, you build ultimately a reliability score, or what the West would call a credit score. So that even if you don't have shoes, if you collect the material frequently enough, at the press of a button, you can borrow at zero interest. Zero interest loans for the world's emerging, established through the consistency and the reliability of the human soul. And then they pay back.
Oh, I see. And so when you think about people going out that are, I don't know if you have a term for that, but people that go collecting materials.
People?
Yeah, people. I was thinking like Uber drivers or stuff like that. Yeah,
it is a gig economy model. It's true, but this is supposed to be a household model. So every home, because it's not about a subsection of society, it's about people. It's like you're a person. So you're a person, and if you're getting material in your house, you have a Plastic Bank location, you can collect it there, or you can participate in that model in a variety of ways by being an aggregator or part of the supply chain or different ways.
And they can collect from anywhere. They can just go collect down the street. Can they go collect from a stream? It doesn't matter because the place they bring it, they weigh it, and they get paid out, I assume, instantly. Yeah.
So you see, in that itself, being able to borrow as well, be creative to see when you build your thinking, when the individual builds his world, that's regenerative. Because he now has, as we can create a space for him to transcend that base of needs, he then now is as well regenerative to the people around him or her.
When you're talking, what I love about this, it reminds me of one time when I was a kid, and I had this very vivid memory of walking outside, and it's like somebody dropped a wallet, and there was a bunch of money flying around the yard, and I was picking it up. I just remember this so vividly. That was like, wow, it was like raining money. It was like, and as you're talking, it makes me think about that. Like that's really what it is. And so if you have the means, and if you have a phone, there's money they're just out there picking up dollars. I mean, that's just out there.
There's somewhere around 12, 13 trillion kilograms of plastic on the earth. Like almost all of it, except some of it's been incinerated, almost all of it's still here. Like if you had a toy when you were 5, still somewhere on the earth.
Somewhere, yes.
So it's all here still. And it's on a low side about $1 a kilo. So let's even round it down and say 10 trillion kilos, $10 trillion of value that we've just discarded, and it's only plastic that we've just discarded in the environment. 500 billion estimated to end extreme poverty and suffering. We have 20 times the value or more in the environment to end all pain.
Yeah.
And that's only if it's transacted once. You see, I live in the paradigm and the thinking and the words that this is a powerful economic development opportunity for humanity. Because it's not just plastic that we're after, it's all material. Everything that can provide value to change humanity. And that's not just a dream, this is what we do. I mean, we just announced 100 million kilograms of material collected, 100 million kilos gathered by hand by the world's emerging. We're affecting millions of people.
It's amazing when you think about just the opportunity. Like one, like you said, there's layers of, I think of like geographic expansion, because I know you're in a bunch of different countries around the world, so you could clearly keep doing that. And then there's kind of like you were just alluding to, material expansion. So I don't know, like if people are collecting for Plastic Bank today, are you very specific that you're only looking for plastic, or how does that work?
No, we just keep numbers in the plastic, but it's paper, aluminum, glass,
okay,
organics, and then as we continue to evolve and grow, it'll be a market for discarded batteries, which are a plight in the environment, e-waste, rubber, iron, I don't know, stuff. I mean, the platform's material agnostic. It's about then building the marketplace for that material to return to circularity as well.
Yeah, it's always fascinating. So, I started OfferUp in the U.S., and we've sold over $200 billion of secondhand goods, and so I feel pretty good about that. And awesome. Some of those, like you mentioned, continuing to reuse, like my kids' bikes. I buy them on OfferUp, I sell them again on OfferUp, and I'm sure they're just continuing to go. Like, they don't have 2 lives; they probably have 3 and 4, and they keep going. So I use the word circularity a lot. But I like this term you're calling regenerative too, because there's this +1 kind of.
It's a +1. Yeah. And I'm asking you, and I'm sharing it with you because I understand what you're doing. It's super fucking high five to you. So awesome. Stay with that space. Like more, there's more, there's more. And it's been the traditional business thinking that has us here as well. This scarcity model, the public company that thinks it's got to extract from others to captivate for itself. Look what's occurred from that thinking. Look where we are. Look at the degradation. So we need to change that.
I also say you can't have infinite resources on a finite planet, right? Like, since I've been alive, we've doubled our population, right? And you just think about the amount of consumption we have, and for people that say, "Oh, yeah, it's not," I'm like, look, this trend doesn't make any sense. Like, you cannot continue on this path.
And yet we have enough. We have enough, more than we will ever possibly need. It's so abundant, it's crazy. As long as we're collecting it, returning it, regenerating. Yeah.